What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 17 of Tsunami Speaks with your host, Tsunami Jones. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend if you can, so we can continue to grow this channel. I know I'm being a little awkward today by doing a live at 12:30 in the morning. Happy Friday, everybody. I just couldn't help myself. I'm not going to go off necessarily about the whole situation about Elijah Moore, unless there are some people that do show up in the chat. Then I might do it. But I just wanted to do a positive, optimistic video in the midst of a lot of negativity going on with the team right now. The vibes were high in the beginning of this week, and I want them to maintain and still continue to be high or as positive as we can before we go in and hopefully beat Denver's behind come Sunday. So that said, I'm going to go into the whole premise of this video, which was going to be a quick progress report for the team. I wanted to do it based on the rookies for today, off of what we've seen in the first 6 weeks. So it's the 6-week progress report, so to speak. So we're just focusing on the rookies, and then I'll do a deep dive of how the offense and defense has performed so far. That's the plan for Saturday. And later on today, or maybe very early Saturday morning, depending on how sleep and everything else works out, I will do of course, our usual game preview of the Denver Broncos game. And I think in that video, I'll definitely do more fun discussion about what's going on with Elijah Moore. Don't want to overreact too much yet. So that's going to lead into my rookie grades. So with that said, I want to start off with the folks that I have selected for an A+ grade, and I do have 2 players for that. So for the A+ grade, I'm starting off with Sauce Gardner. He is tied for third in the NFL for he is tied in the NFL for third in the NFL. Sorry, he is tied for third in the NFL with 8 passes defensed, an interception, a forced safety, which we all saw, which came from the intentional grounding. He's allowed 19.5 passer rating from quarterbacks when he's in single coverage. I mean, dude's on track to be the defensive rookie of the year. We've heard many different companies say that, and just folks around the NFL and different analysts. I mean, the kid has been killing it. And also, one of my favorite stats is he's been targeted 30 times this year and has only given up 135 yards per PFF in 6 games total. I mean, what more can you ask from a kid, a rookie cornerback who's going against great wide receivers? You think about when he played the Bengals, he played against Jamar Chase. When we played Cleveland, he got some snaps against Amari Cooper. Week 4, we played the Steelers, and I mean, they still have good wide receivers over there, but he had some snaps against Pickens and against Deontay Johnson, right? And of course, week 5 with the Dolphins, he got some snaps on Hill. He got some snaps on Waddle. And then last week, he had snaps against Allen Lazard. I know Allen Lazard isn't a premier receiver, but he's the only wide receiver for the most part that Aaron Rodgers had a real rapport with. So he's been fantastic. Again, rookie corner coming into the season with a target on his back. If you think about it, the kid's nickname is literally Sauce Gardner. You can't tell me he doesn't have any. He doesn't have uh, a thing on his back. It's late, y'all. So with that being said, like, I love that. I love the way he's played. I love the swag in which he plays. I mean, dude, after that game against the Packers, my guy comes out here with a cheesehead hat. I mean, I just love that. I love that. The confidence he plays with. That's what you want your rookies to play with. A lot of times, during the course of a season, you get checked, so to speak. You get burned. How do you rebound from that? He's done really well. I'm so proud of the kid, and I cannot emphasize enough how excited I am to have a player on the team like him. That said, he's not the only one with an A+ grade. I have Breece Hall with an A+ grade. And before I go into his stats, I want to give Breece Hall a quick shout out for winning the Pepsi Rookie of the Week just this week, the FedEx Ground Player of the Week, and he won the Rookie Offensive Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago. I mean, first season. That's a hell of a lot of awards just to start out. And again, we're not even done. We are just 6 games in, and he's been on fire this season. I mean, so some quick stats: he's got 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, 391 rushing yards total, 219 yards receiving. He's averaging 5.1 yards per carry and getting 3.35 yards after contact. As we've seen, he's dragging cats with him almost on every damn play. I love that about this kid. Um, and then, I mean, and then in other words, Breece Hall is the Beast Hall, right? The craziest thing about this whole deal with him is he started out a little bit slow. I think that's a LaFleur staple. He likes to bring rookies along slowly. You kind of think about how Garrett Wilson kind of started slowly week one. He only got like 12 touches in the first game, then it was 14, and little by little he's been getting more and more touches. I mean, to where the point now, I mean, he had, let's see, where did he finish at? They took the bumpers off, so to speak, when we played Pittsburgh. Then he had 19 touches in that game, and prior he had 14 and less each game. And then we all know about the 119 yards he had. Okay, we got a question from Colsey here that says, "Do we have any rookies left to win Rookie of the Week?" Actually, I can show this. Aha. To win Rookie of the Week, and if so, do you feel any deserve it or would like to see earn it? This is a really good question. So, what's unfortunate, especially if we do get Max Mitchell back, which I'll get into a little bit later on, I wish like offensive linemen could get Rookie of the Week. It's just one of those that you don't see that really get an opportunity to do that because it's not a glamour position. They don't really gain any stats other than pancakes, and they don't really track that as well as they should. So my goal, I mean, not even my goal, but what I would really love to see is to see Jermaine Johnson get one. Um, and hopefully he does. I'm sure when he comes back from his injury that he has right now with his ankle, I think he's gonna have a game where he really balls out. Hell, he was close, I think, in week 2, but I'll come back to him in a little bit. But great question, Colty. Love it. So I'm gonna go to my B plus players really quick here. And some people may disagree with me. So if anyone disagrees with me, let me know. I'm curious. So for B plus, I have Max Mitchell. And to me, again, this is something that could definitely be argued by other fans and analysts and stuff like that. But to me, only an A, not excuse me, only a B plus could be given considering the situation he started the season out in. Remember, he was supposed to be a project player. This is a 4th-round pick, and we had all those injuries. I mean, from the Mekhi Becton injury to Dwayne Brown week 1. So he was supposed to redshirt, so to speak, this season, and unfortunately, he didn't get that opportunity. He had to start from week 1 on and start practicing as a starting right tackle in week 1. And his stats so far is 2 sacks given up, 3 quarterback hits given up so far, 13 quarterback pressures given up so far, and 4 games. In that span, he's had to protect our quarterbacks from players like Calais Campbell and Justin Houston in Baltimore, Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney in Cleveland. Let's see, Trey Hendrickson in Cincinnati, of course, Alex Highsmith in Pittsburgh. I mean, for him to go against that incredible pass rusher talent that we saw there to only give up those 2 sacks and those 3 quarterback hits, there were a couple of weeks this season in which he was one of our best graded offensive linemen behind AVT, of course, because AVT has been killing it every other week, but he's not one of the rookies, so can't use AVT here. But I think that's just incredibly impressive. I am so sorry that he had gotten hurt in the game against the Steelers, but the good news is he's supposed to be coming back later on this season. So I think they put him on the IR right after that. So week 5, so that I know IR is normally 4 weeks long. So maybe week 9 at the earliest we'll see him back. Maybe they'll ease him along considering that we do have AVT doing really well at right tackle. We'll see. But that said, we can trust that Max Mitchell is a player who still can be a franchise right tackle. We didn't know that was going to be possible when we drafted this kid. You have to give a hand clap to our guy, um, Joe Douglas. He's done a wonderful job in this draft. And again, round pick, fourth round pick from like a no name, not a no name school, but from like, a lower tier college football school. Um, anyway, so he's the only B plus player I have. For a B grade, I have Jermaine Johnson. I know I might get pushback here that I have Jermaine Johnson a little bit lower than Max Mitchell. And I'd be willing to argue with you on that, or maybe even give in to you here. These were kind of tough to grade, these players. But Jermaine Johnson, so far, he's had 2 sacks, 1 hurry, 9 tackles, 3 stuffs with the 58.8 pass rush grade on PFF. I know some people do not like PFF, but I'm still going to use it here just for perspective. Now, you do have to bear in mind with those numbers, they're on limited snaps because of this dynamic defensive line rotation that a lot of Jets fans, even I, have kind of gotten mad about from time to time just because we all want Quinnen Williams to play every damn snap because he's that damn good. So I get it. So you have to keep in mind that he's playing with all these other people. Like Solomon Thomas is taking snaps from him. Nathan Shepard is taking snaps from him, right? Players like Sheldon Rankins, who's been playing better lately, but he's taking snaps from him. Those are probably more of the inside defensive linemen more so, but he's also sharing with Carl Lawson, Bryce Huff, now that he's getting an opportunity again. And even like Michael Clemens. So just a really big defensive line rotation. So it's not easy for him. So total, he's seen 98 snaps in 5 games. So that's about 19-ish snaps per game. And as we all know, he's injured now. So had he been healthy the last 2 games, he probably would have had more numbers, obviously. So, well, not 2 games, but the only game he missed was last week's. But you guys get the point here. So I think he gets a B. I'm not positive that he gets a crap ton more production, but I'm pretty confident in him. And I like the way he stops the run. He sets the edge well. Those are things that we need on this team, considering what we had last year, right? With setting the edge and people running all over us. So he's one of my favorites. He's one of those lunch pail guys that just go out there and just plays really hard and just loves being a part of this team. And we need players that are happy to be here. No shade at all to anybody else, not even one iota of shade. Uh, that said, Michael Clemens would be my next B rated guy. And again, this could be argued. So if you guys ever want to comment later on or anything like that, let me know. Give me some pushback why you think my grade may not be high or maybe too high or too low, whatever you think. But Michael Clemens, so he's had 101 snaps total. In that he's had 3 quarterback hits, 4 tackles, 2 stuffs, and 1 block punt, in which I know we all were ecstatic about because that was freaking awesome last week. And since there are so many vets ahead of him, it's just hard for him to get, the opportunities that we really want him to get. And he was willing to take that on and take on more responsibility and playing in special teams. Some players are not keen on taking a secondary role like that and wanting to play on special teams. Some players haven't played it before. I think he's one of those players that just is willing to do whatever it takes to get on the field and to put some production out there. And he is so fun to watch on special teams because he just doesn't play it the way other players do. And he's just so scary. I cannot imagine if I was a punter and I saw that dude running at me. I know the punter for the Packers must have been scared half to death when he got hit. And Will Parks actually grabbed the ball after that. So anyway, all that being said, Clemens is a freaking monster. I expect more production and hopefully more snaps that'll get as the year goes on. Maybe we'll start resting players like Lawson or or Huff or anything like that. I'm not rooting for injuries by any stretch. I just hope that if we do actually continue to rotate this defensive line, that we give everybody opportunities. But I think we've done really well so far with that. So I will give some credit to a guy that I've been mad at from time to time. That's Coach Ulbrich. Ever since that Cincinnati Bengals game, in which we saw there was miscommunications in the backfield in the secondary, and then there was that argument with Quinnen and Coach White Cotton. Ever since then, I won't say it's been smooth sailing, but it's been a hell of a lot better, right? So that means we have a coordinator that can make adjustments, even though we didn't think he really could because he wasn't doing it. So that's definitely something to be positive and happy about. And for my last slide, because we only have one rookie left, it's going to be an incomplete. And if you're a real Jets fan, you know exactly who's left because there's only one left, unless I forgot somebody. And that's going to be Jeremy Ruckert. So he's only played 26 snaps in 3 games so far. He's mostly been utilized as a blocker. He's only been targeted 1 time from my recollection, and I was scouring the internet to see if I could find it. So if I missed that there was another target, let me know. But I only remember 1, and I believe that was against the Bengals as well. And that was a tough pass to catch, even though he did definitely drop it. His blocking numbers on PFF have been pretty solid. And honestly, we all know where we drafted him, 3rd round. It was going to be still tough for him to get a crap ton of snaps considering who's ahead of him. We have Tyler Conklin ahead of him. We have CJ Uzama ahead of him. And with them already on the team and them being veteran tight ends, it was just going to be tough for Jeremy Ruckert. Mostly because and I've heard this, dearth of times here between 49ers coaches, between even the Dolphins coaches now. And then, of course, with us, they say tight end is one of the most difficult positions to learn as a rookie in the Shanahan offense. So with that being said, I think he's still doing a lot of learning. We've even heard that. Remember, he started off camp, OTAs and camp with that foot injury. He had plantar fasciitis. And as someone who has that and is still recovering my damn self, I know it can take a while to recover from that and recover from it quickly. So, and then learn a whole new language, so to speak, in a new position. So, there's a lot going on there. So I understood that. So I'm not going to give him an F because it's not really his fault. He's only had 26 snaps. So I think incomplete is fair. We have another damn, 11 weeks left. So we'll see if he gets more opportunities. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's bad. I love our tight ends as we stand. So, and then we even have players like Yeboah who are getting minutes too that we've got a team that are almost ahead of Jeremy Ruckert. So I think there's a few things going on here. But I'm just excited to see what he looks like in the future. So come 2023, I think he's going to get a hell of a lot more opportunities. But again, a draft is not for just the rookie year, right? It's going to be for the rest of his career. And we got someone who really wants to be here as well. I mean, you guys know he's from New York and wanted to be a Jet ever since he was a kid. So consider this a red shirt year. Maybe he gets some opportunities when we make the playoffs because I'm still trying to be as optimistic as possible about the future because I'm still excited about this 4-2 season that we have. It's been exciting so far. And there are a few of you in here, so I will make a few comments about Elijah Moore. Just a few. I'm going to keep this brief because I'm going to go to bed right after this video. I started off today feeling pretty optimistic still because I figured the whole Elijah Moore thing was going to blow over. They started out, I think, like 12:30 or whatever time it was this afternoon saying that, hey, he's been excused from practice because of a personal family issue, right? That's what we heard. A couple hours later, we heard that it wasn't a family issue. I think that was reported by Connor Hughes. And then, 2 hours after that, we found out that he requested a trade. Since that's been confirmed for the most part, except from what I just heard like an hour ago, but from Will Parkinson, that it's overblown. I don't know. I like the overblown news because, of course, that's what I want to hear. Elijah Moore coming into his career as a Jet, I was very excited for him. We needed a wide receiver like that. The kid is excited, or not excited. The kid is an exciting player to watch. When he has the ball in his hands and when he, catches and what he can do. I like his shiftiness. I like his route running. I love all those things. And when you hear him speaking, when you hear him in interviews, the dude is a good guy. So I didn't want to believe any of the crap that I heard. The tweets that we heard on Sunday, him fussing after a win. I was like, okay. There's no way. This can't be true. He's just being a wide receiver. That's what I thought coming into it. But after kind of hearing everything incrementally, and then of course we got those New York cyber sleuths, so to speak, kind of scouring what's been going on over the last few weeks. He's been frustrated for a while now. At least that looks apparent. If he wants to go, screw you then, you know? That's kind of how I feel right now. I am all team. I want the Jets to win. This is just the worst time ever, and I can't believe a player who was a part of a 4-13 team saw all the losing, saw how how we are on Jets Twitter and how frustrated we've been this season. To say all of that just shocked me. To feel to want to make himself more than the team, make it about him. It's hurtful. It's hurtful as a Jets fan. This is the most excited we've been. We've been a part of a lot of losing seasons lately, and it just feels unfair as a Jets fan to have to deal with that. I'm eager to see what the Jets do as far as damage control via the media and what we find out. Maybe we hear from Elijah Moore tomorrow. We probably won't, but I want to see what we end up doing. Personally, do I want him to play on Sunday? No. I think we should give Denzel Mims some snaps and keep with the same game plan we've had all this time. It's not like Denzel Mims is completely inept. He's not. He's been waiting for his number to be called up. Let's call him up. The only reason Denzel Mims wanted to be traded was because he wasn't getting used at all versus Elijah Moore's contention that he doesn't like that he's not getting enough catches or targets in general, right? I think his contention is fair that Elijah Moore wants those targets, but you got to consider what we're going against. The Packers are one of the best secondaries in the entire NFL, and maybe he wouldn't have been happy this coming Sunday either, because I imagine we're going to use the same game plan because it's winning. It's a good game plan, and we're playing against a team that's very, very difficult to beat in the air in their secondary. So we'll see what happens. Either way, guys, I'm still optimistic about this team. I think we can still win some football games, and I for sure think we can still win on Sunday as long as this team does not fall in line with these distractions and holds their heads up high. As a Jets fan, I'm going to hold my head up high when I go into work tomorrow, and I expect you guys to as well. Do not let this drama that we're going through right now as fans or as supporters of the team, don't let it distract you. We are still 4-2. The Jets can still win, and we're not the same old Jets, right? We're the new Jets. That's what Breece Hall told us, right? We got to believe that. So, Elijah Moore or no Elijah Moore, let's go Jets. And that's just how I feel. So, that being said, I don't have a lot more to say unless anybody else has a question for me here or just wants to talk about something else. I'll wait 1 minute. All right, then. Since we're not hearing anything else, guys, I will probably try and go to bed. But I just wanted to get this video off. I'm sorry I didn't go live earlier with everything kind of that was going on here, and I work kind of late, so just had a lot of stuff going there. But let's go Jets. Sunday's coming. We'll be able to see a fine product on the field and get away from this distraction. So again, hold your heads up, guys. I cannot wait till Sunday so we can move past this. Have a good night, one.